Okay then, so on to butchering this deer. If I can open my chiller, my beautiful chiller. So this little muntjac has been hanging in here for 6 days at a constant 3 degrees. You can see it there, again with the fan spinning, circulating that air, so we get a nice movement of cold air through the whole of the carcass. Now what I like about this chiller, quickly, I want to show you, is if you've got a bigger deer and your workstation is nearby, you can put this extendable pole in, lock it in, and this locks to a ring I've got attached to the ceiling up here, and then you drag your beast out. How cool is that? And obviously you could work on that. That is so stable now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it over to my usual hook and we will start butchering. But as you can see, on the first day I brought it back, I just released the skin from those shanks there to make it easier to skin. Okay then, so my two go-to tools for skinning is this fantastic knife. I've spoken about this before. This is from Monarch Country Products. I will put a link in the bottom. This is a Roeing knife, absolutely genius. It's got a ball on the end so it doesn't go through the meat. I love it. And then I've been trying this great bit of kit. Now this is called a Raptor Gut Hook. Obviously for going down the gut, but I think it's absolutely brilliant for starting the legs off. Now this is from the Bushcraft store. It's a TBS N695, the Raptor Gut Hook. Really a great bit of kit to have on board. I think it's about 18 quid. Well worth it. You could carry it in your pocket when you're out stalking. And it is great, as you'll see now, for just unzipping the legs. So, we just started off. As you can see there, I'm just going to go straight down, and that's lovely and separated. Again, started off, pull, and again we have loosened off that side. And then with this brilliant Roeing knife, just as you can see, I'm pulling the skin. Difficult with the camera, but hey ho. A bad workman blames his tools. I'm just going to gently, because I don't want to tear this meat, but you can give it a little helping hand. And as you can see, as it comes, just gently, like a barber does when he's shaving the back of your head, just give it a helping hand. So that's one side, and as you can see, you know, just that sinew. Scott's gone through the meat, hey ho. And then again, just nicking as we pull away from the meat. Now it is tempting to pull this, but you will rip your meat, and hardly any pressure, you know, just showing that blade the meat. I mean, these are, once they're set, a little bit harder, as you can imagine, to skin, but they do keep better in the chiller, in the fur. So gently coming over the bum hole. Then when we get to the tail, just find a joint, just like that. And then gently move past it, gently nicking. Round the skin, and that is pretty much the top end done. Okay, halfway down the back, again just pulling, pretty much letting gravity do most of the work. As you can see, I'm just nicking round. Let's join up. This is where the shot damage comes into play. But like I say many times before, you know, this is wild game. This is not farmed. It's not been knocked over the head. This has been shot, stalked by me. So it feels really special to be doing this. Now, I've got to be careful here. Just taking that over that shot damage there. So, for the shoulders then, that great knife with that ball on, under, again, same principle, just unzipping it, and then use the blade part just to start skinning it. Comes away nice and clean. It's absolutely genius. I love this knife. Very good price. I will put the link, like I said, to Rob Monarch Country Products in the comments and the description, and give him a ring. Great guy, he will sort you out. So once we've loosened it all off, then it's just a case of pulling down. So give it a twist and some brute force, and there she blows. So with a damp rag, nice damp rag, just gently taking off any excess hair, which you're bound to get a bit, and we will go over it as we butcher it, but just to get off the main hairs, give it a bit of soho action, whatever that means. Right, now, because this is quite heavily shot damaged, obviously it was neck shot, went in on an angle, came out the one side, I am going to just quickly nip off the shoulders just above the shot damage, so we can work on those separate. So you can see then the shot damage. What I'm going to do is pick a rib just above it, in, and then cut, and then just take it round the carcass. So I've joined it up with the other end, then with my meat saw, straight off. So we're left with our haunches and our loin. What we're going to do while it's still hanging up is just going to release that flank from inside the carcass there, as you can see, just like that. And then where the legs end, just as you can see there, nice and straight, and cut that loin off the legs. So with my knife end, just cut the legs where the pelvis is, and I'm going to get my saw and just gently saw through. And then what I need to do is just saw straight down the tailbone. So I will put the saw back in, and there we have our two haunches ready to work on. Just want to show you this. This is a antique gimbal. Obviously you can't use these anymore because they're not stainless steel. You could pick these up on eBay. They are absolutely brilliant. Just look at it, eh? How well made it is. And just because it's not stainless, you can't use them in a butcher's shop. What a complete waste of great kit. Right then, I'm going to get these in the chiller and we'll start breaking it down. So, onto the butchery of these haunches then. I'm just going to take the shanks off very quickly. Now, as per usual, I want to keep all the trim. I want to mince it down. I want to make some of those fantastic burgers. and some sausage, but all I'm going to do quickly is nip out this H-bone. I've said in many videos before, it is quite a tricky shaped bone to work round, but just go with it. Just taking it out into that corner there, and that gives us that lovely haunch there, which you could tie up and have a nice roast venison haunch. Just leaving that one bone in, the femur. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's one. Same with the other side. We'll just quickly nip out that hip bone, the H bone. Square it off again. That gives us haunch number 2. So what I'm going to do here is just quickly take out the femur. As you can see, taking our time. Scraping down the bone, and that gives us one boneless haunch. Several things we can do with this: tie it up as a boneless joint, or make some mini roasting joints for one, which is very trendy now in lamb butchery. But what I'm going to do with this is get some really decent cubes for my venison tikka kebabs, which are absolutely fantastic. And to be honest with you, it is one of the best ways I've had venison haunch. It just works so well. So what I'm doing is just cutting nice bite-sized chunks. I'm going to get rid of that silver skin there. That'll go through the mincer. So like a piece like that, I want perfect pieces. I know it sounds a bit mad, so just square it up, bite-sized chunks, and there we have our lovely tikka kebab meat, or a stew, or a casserole, or whatever dish you would desire. So far we have got our haunch, which I'm just going to put a couple of strings around. Our beautiful cubed, our bone-in haunch. There's our trim pile. So onto our shanks then. Now you can leave them on the bone. They are absolutely fantastic braised. So I've just boned out the shanks. Very simple. I've added it to my mince, my grind pile. As you can see there. I mean, if you can get a decent size dice off that, I got 2. Here they are. Add it to your dice pile. But that is what we're getting out of the haunches. The haunches. The haunches, dear boy. So we'll put that over here and work on the loin. So we got our loin then, obviously shot damage, we trimmed it off. This was shot with a 308, which is an all-round deer caliber, which means you can shoot any species with it. But obviously, next shot, perfect shot placement, and it came out of the shoulder. Can't be helped, that's the way it goes. But the main thing is, it was killed instantly, which is basically what it's all about. So all I'm doing then is just tracing down the rib cage. Now the rib cage on this is like a supermodel. There's no meat, no fat, so basically just gently move your knife down. Same the other side, just tracing down that backbone, nice and gentle. And then as you can see, my knife working its way over the ribs, And then we'll join up on this loin end here, straight through, and then just take it off the ribs. Now with this, I am going to go in between every single bone. Easy, get your knife in, start wherever you like, and just take that meat. We don't want to be wasting a thing off this beautiful beast. You know, you're going to get quite a couple of ounces out of this. It's a burger, you know, or it's a sausage. And it's utilising every part of this animal that we've taken. Then what I need to do is take these lovely little fillets out. They are so tiny. These little tenderloins. 1, 2, they almost pull out. Then I will continue to trim out this rib cage. So on to these lovely loin fillets, or as my friends over there over the pond like to call the backstrap. You know, it's the money shot, it's the piece everybody loves, and rightly so. It really is special. It's basically the sirloin of the deer world. Now, just taking any silver skin, any sinew, gently with a knife, off, again, straightening it up, because I got OCD of the knife, can't help it. It's the butcher in me. And again, repeat on the other side. Now, what we need to do is get rid of that silver skin. Easy. I'm going to make 2 portions out of this, so I just cut it down the middle, not all the way through, and then gently wiggle the skin, and you are left with these fantastic loin fillets, backstrap fillets. You say tomato, I say tomato. It doesn't matter. It's all gravy, baby. In a matter of minutes, quite literally, we have got ourselves 4 beautiful portions of backstrap or loin fillet, 2 tiny little tenderloins, great to stir fry. We have got us 1 bone-in haunch, a lovely pile of premium diced stew, and then this, which I will do in a moment, straight through the mincer. But first, we will just sort out the shoulders. Onto these shoulders then. So what I've basically done, this is pretty much a salvage job. Like I've said, you know, we want to try and use every part. So I have just cut off what I think I can use. Obviously this neck, still got a decent fillet on it. So what I'm going to do is very quickly, bit of a slash job, meaning take what I can, not being too picky, not being too fussy, just getting as much meat off as I can. Like I've said, you know, this will make up burgers, make up sausage, make up mince or ground venison, you know, for whatever you fancy, be it a venison spag bowl or a venison lasagna, whatever, you know, it can all be used. And you'll be surprised what we can salvage off this. Obviously I won't put any blood meat in. 1, it doesn't look too attractive when it's cooked, and 2, I just want to keep it nice and clean. So really quickly, not worrying too much about the butcher in here, just taking off what I think I can use. Obviously nothing on there, but as you see, not a bad little pile. So again, with this one, can I break it? Just down one side, lift it up, then we're left here again with the shoulder and the shoulder blade. So quickly through these muscles, bones in the stock pot or to the dog, and then pretty much repeat what we did with that other blade bone. So I'm just going to slide it down one side, other side, then flip it over the one side, get that out of the way, and then just take that bit off that side, and that is our shoulders done. Just going to check it over. Okay then, after all that, what did we achieve out of that lovely little munty? Like I said, those 4 beautiful backstrap or loin fillets, the 2 tenders, again that lovely prime dice, the haunch, and then this fantastic bowl of minced venison, which I am going to make my burgers out of. You must give them a try. I will put the recipe at the end. Right then, let's treat ourselves. A piece of venison, backstrap, sirloin, loin fillet, whatever you want to call it. All I'm going to do is a little bit of oil, a bit of pepper, a bit of salt, and I like a few chili flakes, just a few, don't want to overpower it. Again, chili flakes, pepper and salt. Now I've oiled the steak, so I don't need to put any in the pan. I've got my pan smoking hot, straight in. Not very long, looking to get a decent sear on it. As you can see, it takes absolutely seconds. My favourite way of preparing this cut of meat. Beautiful. Keep it simple, you know. You don't need to mess around with products this good. Just hold it up on there for a few seconds just to sear each side. Then I'm just going to give it about 40 seconds, if that, each side. I'm going to take it straight off and tent it with some aluminium foil, tin foil, whatever you want to call it. Okay then, that's been really quick. Just look at the fantastic char and seal I've got on that. I'm actually going to turn the heat off. Can you see that there? Beautiful. Onto a clean plate, like this. Move that out of the way. Lightly tent it with a bit of foil and let it rest. What a journey this little deer has been on. There is my lovely backstrap, loin fillet, whatever you want to call it. Been resting. Time to slice into it, nice and thin, with a nice small knife. Just look how perfect that is cooked. Absolutely gorgeous. Simple pan fried venison loin, backstrap, call it what you want, but what it is absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah. Calls for a piece of bread. Again, the juices, a little bit of Coleman's mustard, a little bit of horseradish, so that's got some serious kick. It's how I like it. And just get those wonderful pieces of venison on your sandwich. Is that not perfect? Venison Field to Fork, my very first deer that I've shot. I salute you. Oh man, it's to die for. Well, my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed that journey. We have come a long, long way from that stalk to the gralloch, to the skin, to the butchery, and then to that beautiful cookery. And I will put a couple of links at the end to a couple of recipes. Do try the venison burger one. It's absolutely awesome. 100% natural venison burgers, no fat added, just salt and pepper, and also the venison tikka, which just rocks. So until next time, my friends, please subscribe by pressing down here. I've had a great time. Like I said, it was my first deer I've ever shot. There is the head. Now, it's no mega trophy, but to me, it means the world. My very first deer, and it's been catalogued, and we've done the whole process. Field to fork, wild food, the wild harvest. Thanks for watching. Take care.